Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to make an anklet using these little connectors that we got from Bargain Bead Box, or Bead Box Bargains I should say. And I'm going to use the antique gold. I do have bronze and I believe silver as well, but we're going to use the antique gold. And we're going to put between them some of these pretty blue beads. So let's turn down and I'll show you exactly what I plan on doing. I'm going to take these little connectors and I'm going to take some beads, beads. And what I want to do is I'm going to wire wrap these beads, and then I'm going to put one between each of our connectors until I get a long enough length for an anklet. So it's just going to be just like this. And if we need more, we will get more. I'm not sure if we will. Let's see how long that's going to be, about 7 inches. So an anklet's about 9. So we probably will need a little more. And if we do, that's fine. So I'm just going to wrap one of these. And if I wanted another bead, I might get a little bead cap and put on the end of these, and maybe another little tiny bead. Let's see what we can find. Now I know I just got some flower bead caps, which would be really cute, but I'll have to think about what else I want to use for there they are. For little beads, I'm thinking some little blue bicones or something maybe. So here are the bead caps, which will look very cute with these blue beads, like so. And then I'm thinking I want some little blue bicones or something to put on either side if we're going to not just use the one bead. So I'll be right back. So I have found these tiny little blue AB bicones, which I think will be perfect. So they'll go on either side of these with our little bead cap in the center. And we'll just wire wrap those together. So I've got some 20 gauge German style wire here. And I'm just going to cut some small pieces off here. It doesn't have to be a specific length. You can if you want. I'm going to go with just this much. And we'll cut a few of these so that we have them ready and to start. Now I'm not sure how many I'm going to need, so I'm just going to cut 4 to start with, and we'll start winding these up and we'll see how they look. Now you've got 2 choices here of what to do next. You can either hardwire these directly to our little connectors, or we can use some jump rings. I have some little 4mm oval jump rings here to connect the 2 together. So what this is going to look like is this, and then we're going to connect those up with our connectors. And I think because we are going to be connecting these, I'm going to use the jump rings to put them together. A lot of times I wouldn't do that because I would like the more secure way of doing it with just hard wiring it directly on, but sometimes that is not got the most wear to it and doesn't have the most even though it is more secure, it also doesn't, sometimes when you're wearing something like this on your ankle, it might not be as comfortable to have it be hardwired, because then you've got to remember it's not going to move the same as the ones that has been jump ringed on. I like this blue color. Now we want these rings to be going the same way, so we will bend this way. And as you can see, I didn't need this long of a wire, but better to have too much than not enough, and then have to pull it apart because you've got not enough wire here. So cut this loose. And as you can see, when I wrapped that, I didn't wrap it as tight as I normally do up there at the top, but okay, now I don't have them going the same way. I said very distinctly, I got to have them going the same way. So we got to turn this one so that it matches this one. So now both of them are going this direction. So now then we're going to jump ring them between these guys. I think it's going to be pretty. So we'll do this first one here since I've already got it done. Get a couple of our little 4mm oval jump rings out. And we'll grab one of these, and I think this size should be big enough because it's not a lot we're putting together here, just the link and the wire wrap. So we'll see here. So and then we'll get one for the other side as well. Come on, Rose. So there is our first set of links together with our blue beads. So this is what it's going to look like as we go around. And so we'll just start doing up some more of these link pieces. And once you've got it made, if you want to, you can always tip these just a little bit so that it goes in a sort of curl just a little bit, since it is going to go around your ankle. So let's get some more of these done up. And again, all we're doing is we're going to throwing my pliers away. Wrap this up, bring it around, bring it down, and then we're going to do, 3 wraps is probably good. Now I sometimes have problems getting that third one around with my fingers, so I will take my pliers, hold this one, and push it the rest of the way around with my a second pair of pliers. Nope, don't do that. Okay. So now that we've got that done, we're going to string our beads on just the same as we did before. So we need a couple of the little blue guys. Bring up. Bead cap, bead cap. Come on, bead cap. Bead. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I do like that mix of the blues. So then we're gonna bring her around. See if they're the same, which they are going the same way this time. So now we'll just hook this one onto this side and then to this one. Now to me, an anklet is just an extra long bracelet. So it's made more or less the same way. Come on, baby. Slide onto there. There we go. So now we have this much made. Okay, this is more bent this way. Not quite that much, but there. So now we'll just continue on this way until we get the length that we want. There is that much. Now we need to see how long this is, because it needs to be about 9 inches. But remember, we still have to put our clasp on. So it might be perfect right now because it is approximately 8.5 inches. But let's get our sizer out. See if we need one more set of links here. And we will take there's our anklet spot right there, 9. And we will bring it around. And I'm thinking it needs to be one piece longer. Because when I bring it around on the ankle bar, an anklet spot, as you can see, we have at least 1 inch. And I don't think we're going to need that much for our lobster claw. So we're going to do one more set of beads and end piece here. And then if we need it, might be a little longer, but it's better a little longer than a little too short. I have made anklets before that people have tried on and they don't fit. They're a little bit too short. Now, if I were to not make it longer, I would probably put a little extender chain on, which you can do. that works well too. But I am just going to do, get one more thing of wire out and do one more beaded section. And then we'll hook it on to, go on in there. We'll hook it onto our, one of our connectors. So I have just enough connectors out, just enough blue beads too for that matter. So, and just enough bead caps. So we just need two more of you guys. And we've got everything we need out here. Now this is our ending pieces here. So we'll make one more up. As I said though, all we're doing here is making an extra long bracelet. So, because that's how I look at anklets. It's just an extra long bracelet to go on your ankle instead of your arm. So, though usually they're a little simpler because I'm not likely to make a couple of stranded anklet or anything really big and bulky for an anklet. But I suppose it depends on if you'd want something big and bulky for your anklet, if you wanted to do that or not. Here's our last one. We'll get this put on. And we'll put our hardware on and we'll see how we are, if we're done or not. Now, as I said, if you wanted to use this as a bracelet, as you can see, it would make a very pretty bracelet too. But we're going for an anklet. Now, I think we're probably closer to 10 inches than 9 inches here. Or over 10 inches. So we'll have to see how that goes when we put it on the sizer. So our 9 is here, and we are, we're definitely beyond the 9 by both of these. Well, we're up too high, but we're still beyond it. By the time we put our hardware on, we're going to be at least 9.5, if not closer to 10, maybe even. So now we have a choice. We put our hardware on and call it good, or with the extra length, or we take out one section and then put an extender chain on instead of to make the extra length. Let's put the hardware on and for sure see how long we are, because we are going to use and if it seems really long to me, like I said, I will take off this last section here, and then we will put on an extender chain. Of course, we have to have one that will fit with our lobster claw, so we'll have to dig one up. You know, I didn't test my lobster claw to see how it was working. I should have done so. It's working fine. That's good. So now we turn it around and bring it over and onto our... And let's see how long it ended up being. Oh my goodness. Yes, it's 10 inches. Way too long. Way, way, way too long. So I am going to take this last section off. I'll take this side off so that we don't have to take off the lobster claw and everything. But we're going to take this section right here off. And I may keep that for an earring. It would make a very pretty earring, wouldn't it? Just hang something else down here on the bottom, or just, yeah, we'll see what we decide to do with that, but I think it would make a really pretty earring. So I need to decide if I were to just hook it right here, is it going to be too short? And if so, what I need to find some extender chain. So let's get another ring and put on here. Actually, we don't need to get another one. We'll just take this one off of here, because even if I were to turn this into an earring, I wouldn't use this big jump ring on here. So we'll take this one off. Now, you don't want to open and close your jump rings too many times, because every time you open and close it, it weakens it to a degree. But 2 or 3 times is generally fine. So let's hook this up, and we'll see how long it is now. Well, I'll hook it up if I can get it to hook. There we go. Now, see, it's only 8. Isn't that amazing? That one little piece made it be 2 inches longer, which is just crazy, because that's all it was this little piece in there that's any different. And I don't think that's 2 inches, but this is only only 8 inches. So, and that went down to the 10, so it definitely is. So we'll have to find some chain that will make for a good extender, and we will do that, because we definitely need it to be a wee bit longer than it is for an anklet. It's now large bracelet size. Okay, I do have this chain. I would have liked something a little slimmer, but excuse me, to do a little slimmer, you're going to end up not having a big enough loop for your lobster claw to go in, so you need to have that space that your chain will go on to your lobster claw. So we are going to use this chain, and I'm going to cut 2 or 3 inches off. Three sounds good, so about right there. I can't remember if this chain is welded or not. I don't think it is. So I can open it right here. Come on, baby. And then we can just hook it into our jump ring and close it back up. Now if it doesn't close pretty, which it may not, you can always get rid of it, this link. But it looks pretty good. So now with that chain in, we can go all the way up to right here, which is going to make it go back to 10, if not longer than that, way down to 11. So the 9 is going to be about here maybe. That's even a little longer than 9, but it's much closer. So there we go. Now I want to find a pretty to put on the end, because I don't like my extender chains to just be plain dangly there. I like something on the end of them. So let's find something pretty to put on the end there. Sometimes I just use a pretty little spacer bead that's or we could just use actually I think that's what we will use. Let's get a ball head pin, and what I will do is take one of the blues and then we'll get one of the bead caps to put on this other side here. Shows you not to get into a hurry to put things away. Come on, you. And then one of these little guys, and make this into a dangle for the bottom of our extender chain. Now this I may just hardwire onto it because frankly I do that a lot when I'm making extender chains and putting a pretty in the bottom. I will sometimes just hardwire them on rather than jump ringing them. So hold this baby together and then we will wrap it up here. There we go, our pretty on the end of our dangle. And we have a lovely, pretty little anklet, which can go from about 8 inches up to about 11 inches. So let's go about right here, because that's where I would think 9 is about. Drop it down on our spacer, on our mandrel here. And there we go. There is our anklet. Wants to twist up a little bit, but that's all right. And our little dangle down the back. So that way it will fit numerous sized ankles, but there she is. There's our pretty little anklet all finished. Isn't that pretty? And like I said, I'll probably use this to make an earring, and have to decide if I want to just put one like this dangle down on the bottom here to finish this earring off, and then just put an ear wire up there. I think that would make a really pretty little earring, don't you? So So to make this earring, we need one more of our, well, actually we need two of our ball spacers, because we need to make, we're going to make these like this bottom piece here for the bottom of our earring here. So it would be the blue bead. Oh, come on, blue bead. Bead cap. And one of these little bicones. And then we're going to wrap it up, and I think we'll just hardwire onto right now. So. Now I leave a little gap here. See how I've left a gap here between the two wires so that I can push this onto here more easily. And I notice that I'm not quite rounded anymore, so I'm going to bring this over just a hair's breadth. And then we're going to bring it together, bring this up, and then bring it over. And I'm going to wrap it with my other pliers. See, that's a pretty little dangle. So then we just have to decide on an ear wire for this earring, and it's done. And we want to do the same to make the other one. So I've got the, oops, I needed one more of our little blue ones here. Oop, everything's falling over. Oh, I need one more of my bead caps too. So have our bottom that's going to go directly on, and this one's got a wowie right here, so I'm going to take my flat nose pliers and straighten it up some. Then we'll go with our, nope, you first. Then you. So we're going to just put it directly on, just like we did this one. But this one, of course, needs a jump ring. We got one little jump ring left here, so that works fine. We'll get this on, up and over and around. Bring it down, bring it over, leave a gap. Make sure it's sort of lollipopped here. I think that unlollipopped itself as we came around. So up and through our piece. Hold it, bring our wire around here, and wrap it up. Anyway, we're wrapping this baby up. It's time to trim it now. And tuck it in. Okay, this part's done. Now see, this would make a really cute little earring, just this part too. Isn't that cute? Now if you wanted a small earring, that would be the way to go. See, this earring when it's finished is going to be about that 2.5, 3 inches that I really like, but not everybody likes that size. So now we need to get another piece of wire out. And we will straighten this up some. And make this other one. Now since we've got it jump ringed here, then we need to jump ring it with this one as well. So do the wrap. So we'll just make this piece just like we did when we were making the anklet, and bring it around and wrap it 2 or 3 times here. 1, 2, 3. Then we will trim it. And tuck it in. Now see, the 3 is up here on this one. It looks like 4 down here, so we just going to have to pay attention to that when we make it, so we don't make one really much longer than the other one. So now it's time to do the wrap on the top here. And then we'll put this piece onto the earring the piece down below. One, 2, 3, and start on the 4th. Then we're going to trim it and tuck it. Now you got to be careful tucking this because that is a crystal. It's a very pretty crystal, but it's still a crystal. Now we just need to jump ring this onto here. This one's already open, so we'll just take it and hook these pieces up. So here and here. I think it wants to go this way. So we close this baby up. And now we just have to make the decision of what kind of earring top we want it to have. Do we want a post? Do we want a ear wire? We do have both. Though I got to say, if we want to use an ear wire, because we're going to have to use a jump ring to put it on since we hardwired it, we're going to want to turn this top so that it will turn in the direction needed to make our ear wire work. Because, here, I'll show you what I mean. Come on, baby, come out of there. If we were just to, make sure these are working good, just to hook it right here, see how the loops are going opposite directions? So we'd have to jump ring it this direction, and then our piece down here turns sideways. We don't want it sideways, so if we're going to use these and we're going to jump ring it together, which of course we are because of the, because we don't have the, why does this look so crooked? Stop. Because we have this piece in the middle. We need to have one of these turn the other direction if we're just going to put them on an ear wire. So, to do that, you just have to take your wires. You don't want to do this very many times. And you need to take hold of both of them and twist, so that they're facing 2 opposite directions now. See how that one's now going this way and this one's going this way? So we want it like so. So when we jump ring that onto the ear wire, have a medium one right here. In fact, I think I have 2 medium ones, so we'll just use those. Yes, we do. We just will go through our loop here and then through our ear wire. And close it up. Now, because I twisted that around sideways, it now faces forward. This still looks crooked to me. I don't know why. It might be the loop at the bottom is crooked. Let's see if I can straighten that some. Come on, baby, be straight. Okay, that's better. So now we have to do the same thing with this one. We have to take hold of both sides and twist until one is facing the other direction, just like so. So now we get one more of our wires out. Oops. I only need one more. Get our jump ring open. And hook our ear wire on. Now that went off a little bit. See how it's a little bit crunched up? So I'm going to just take my pliers, put them in here, and push them back together, and that actually made it worse, not better. That one went sideways on me, so we're going to need to throw this away and get a new one out because this one is sort of mangled out of shape. I didn't get it just right. In order to get it, I would have had to have crossed both bars, and I obviously didn't. So we'll just get another one out. Open this baby up. And this time try not to get it crooked. So we'll grab hold of this and then this. Slide them together. Now see, they're the same now. Now if I needed to straighten them again, you go in with your pliers, but make sure you're crossing over both bars before you squish down. So there we go. Now we have a pretty pair of earrings and an anklet. Now, if you wanted, you could even go ahead and make a bracelet to match this set, because it would be a really easy thing to make a bracelet. See? Like I said, it's just a slim but long bracelet to make an anklet. So there's our anklet. There's our earrings. So all finished. So there we go, all done. There's a pair of earrings, which were on the spot kind of thing. I think they're probably 3 inches from the length they're hanging at my ear. Yep, they are. Three. And then, of course, our anklet. Ta-da! Wear it like a bracelet. So, way too big for a bracelet, but still. You could wear it. So there we go, our anklet and a pair of earrings that we hadn't planned on making. They're sort of on the cuff thing, but since I had an extra length, I figured we might as well make these pretty earrings along with our anklet. So there we go. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and I think most of these pieces that we're using came from Bead Box Bargains. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.